Well. It's been a while. A long while. A long, I don't know, 6 months?
Yeah, way too long.
Well,
Way
I think
too
we got
long.
this figured out. I think we got, I think we might be back.
I think
We've
we
been
could
we've been
be
trying
back
for
in
a long
action.
time. I know we've had a lot of people uh kind of get on us about like, where the fuck are you guys' new shows? Come on, man. What's the deal? Look, it's not us. It is kind of us, but it's mostly the service that we were working with. Just
We
really
won't
shit the bed for
put
us.
out any names or the company that we was using, but it was
It
just a lot
was
of heckling and
a lot of bullshit, a lot of unnecessary bullshit.
and not only
And
that, we're beginners. Come on, give us a break, guys. We're new to this podcast stuff, okay? We're not geniuses in the computer industry. We're not tech whizzes or anything like that. So come on now, give us a little break.
come on, man. Come on.
Come on.
Well, I mean, hey, we're here. I think our last show, I haven't even checked. I don't want to say it was March Sadness, but it might have been March Sadness.
It was indeed.
Oh, Jesus
Episode
tits.
12, and we had like at least 20, maybe 25 shows recorded that didn't even air because we didn't
Well,
want to because
in
the
our
audio was
defense,
so
yeah,
bad.
it was so terrible that anybody who's listening would be like, "That is so fucking bad."
You would
Oh
turn
my
it off
god.
within 10 minutes and be like, why
Instantly.
did I just
Instant.
waste
Not
my
even 10
time?
minutes. It had been like 3 minutes. You'd be like, "The fuck is this?
Yup.
Fucking middle school bullshit." No, not about that. But so here we are, December 29th, 2019. Hopefully back in action, folks. So Tide Pods, Jewel Pods, AirPods,
Whatever pod you want to be today.
whatever pod you're feeling, Trump Pods, although that didn't age well.
Ooh. Last time we used the Trump pod, he was still, well, he still is
Is
president, technically,
yeah,
but
it is. Hillary Pods, that name's kind of died out a little bit.
yeah.
Even
Well,
though she did kind of go after Tulsi Gabbard a little bit. I don't really know. I'm not really a political dude. Doesn't it doesn't warrant any space on this show. But what we are in time for is the college football playoff.
darn tootin'.
And boy, we had a good one last night with Ohio State and Clemson. Oh my god, and
I,
you knew that was going to be
uh,
a freaking good game too.
I knew it. I mean, that's why they put it in the primetime slot as well, 8
Yeah,
o'clock kickoff on East Coast. So, I
you had to
mean,
start with LSU and Oklahoma.
well, you might as well go in chronological order. I mean, what a shit show for Oklahoma's defense.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, I mean, it was
It was
down to the
so
wire. Absolutely. Final seconds, right?
yeah, after Joe scored or threw 7 touchdowns in the first half, yeah, he thought, "Hey, Oklahoma, all they have to do is score more points,
Yeah, that's it.
and
Because
they might only lose by 9 touchdowns."
and I just love the
What a
Twitter
dick
the
kicking that
Twitter
was.
peanut gallery too from
Oh
Oklahoma
my
fans.
god. Oh, yeah, they were talking about that pass interference call that didn't get called. It
Hmm.
was blatant pass interference. It was a horribly missed call, of course, but
I mean, you
I
can't blame the refs
somehow
when
I
you lose
don't
by that
know.
much.
The best argument I heard or read online was like, it totally changed the momentum of the game. And you're like, dude, easy. I know you love Oklahoma, but I, I just don't think that one pass interference call to extend your drive
Oh yeah,
was
because
necessarily going to halt Justin Jefferson from catching 4 more fucking touchdowns, 3 more touchdowns, and
and I loved
burn.
his touchdown celebrations too. Whenever he
It's
would
like counting them
score,
out.
one
1,
finger,
2, 3, 4. He's a 4?
two,
What?
four
He could have had
fingers,
6
four
too. He could have had
tutties.
6.
Come on,
Joe
man.
overthrew him on a couple of them too. He could have had 6 touchdowns.
Oh my god, there were so many records broken in that game too. Did you see that list?
Uh, it was a long one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Well
you
warranted.
you're
I
an
think
LSU
LSU is
fan,
the best.
so I'm sure you're happy about it.
Oh yeah, of course. No, definitely. And
I
that
as a Big 12 fan wasn't too thrilled, but I kind of Not necessarily have jumped on the LSU bandwagon per se, but I do like what they've done this year. Absolutely.
Well, I think that game went as expected, but I don't think people were expecting LSU to actually absolutely kick the shit out of Oklahoma the way they did. I thought it was going to be like a 42-21 game,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even a little closer. I don't know what the spread was before the game. Did you see it?
I think it was plus 14. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they definitely covered it.
Yep.
um,
Big time. Kind of
but
wish I
it
would have went with that, but hey, beggars
went
can't be.
expected.
Yeah.
Um, Bengals fans are licking their chops right now. Although, would it not be the most Cincinnati Bengal thing ever to not pick Joe Burrow?
Well,
It
it
would.
would be.
I
It truly
God,
would
I
be.
hope they don't.
I hope they don't too. I think he deserves better. He deserves better. Like
I'm doing it strictly for the fact that I think it would be so Cincinnati of them to be like, "You know what? I know he's pretty good, but, Justin Herbert, I think he might actually be a little bit better as a pro caliber quarterback. I think we're gonna like just something
no, he's
stupid.
not.
I think Jacob Eason there at Washington, I think he might have the edge on Burrow.
Okay, sure, Cincinnati Scouters. Okay.
Yeah, I just hope they do that. But
I
you know they're
saw a
not.
Twitter meme yesterday. It was hilarious when it was like the caption was like when Joe Burrow gets picked in the draft, and it's like his quote saying, "Well, I'm just proud to be drafted by such a great and historical organization." And the meme itself was like a
Mm.
smiling mask over him while he's crying behind it.
I know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah, historically great.
I mean, this is obviously probably not going to happen, but what organization he would very much excel in?
Where are Chargers?
New England.
Oh, of course, anybody would.
Yeah, but he would be a franchise quarterback there and continue the Brady legacy, in my opinion.
If Andy Dalton was starting for the New England Patriots, he would be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I just, and it's not to say that Brady's a bad quarterback or something like that. Obviously, he's not. It's the fact that you are surrounded by Bill Belichick and everybody that the New England Patriots have.
Their defense this year is freaking stacked, man.
They're pretty good.
At least the
They're not the
first three
best in the
quarters of
league.
the regular season, they were freaking killing it.
Yeah, they were also playing the Miami Dolphins and New York Giants and
Who
New
they
York
just got
Jets.
fucked by today,
Yeah, that's cool.
which blew their number 2 seed in a bye. Or
Yeah,
no,
that sucks.
Kansas City now gets the bye, I think. So
That hurts. That
mhm,
hurts them.
it does.
Um, the Bills got that. Anyway, we're getting off a tangent. Let's get back
We
to
are
college. Um,
back to
anyway,
CFP.
yeah. So the LSU game went the way that everybody thought it was going to, and then the Ohio State Clemson game. Look, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but I'm one of the few that I was like, when everyone's like Ohio State's going to roll Clemson or they're going to beat them, they may not have said that they were going to roll them or anything like that. I'm like, does anyone realize Clemson's won 29 fucking games in a row or 28 games in a row or
28
something like
games in a
that?
row at that point. Yeah.
Like, really, we're just gonna say, nah, their conference sucks. They're gonna get roasted by a hot. No, they're not. What are you
They're
talking
defending
about?
national champions.
And haven't lost a fucking football game.
I mean, some can argue that, oh well, they
Yeah.
had the ACC trash schedule.
No, they
Well,
had that close game against North Carolina in week 3.
okay, well, Mac
All
Brown
right.
kind of
Great.
turned that around this the first half of this season at North Carolina. So,
All right. You put North Carolina in the same field as Clemson right now. What's the score gonna be?
it's gonna be a 21 plus point win
Or
at least.
28.
Yeah, easily.
It's not gonna be close.
A season is meant to progress a team. You get better as the year goes on.
LSU did.
Yeah, you're supposed to peak at the end of the season. That's the whole point of football. You're supposed to get better as the season goes on. You learn what works and what doesn't. And
Yeah.
LSU has done that.
Ohio State did too, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Ohio State got any worse as the year went by. I don't even think they plateaued or anything. I think they got progressively better too. It was just a good football game. What a good game to watch last night.
You know, I was watching some CFP highlights from last year. You know who I would really like to see? Obviously, it wouldn't happen because the years were different, but I would really like to see this year's Oklahoma team against last year's Notre Dame team in the CFP.
I would still take this year's Oklahoma team.
I would too. Yeah. LSU's defense just what did Jalen Hurts threw for like 40% completions? Like or Jalen Hurts did. I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't great, and I mean LSU's defense is really good. Their D line average is like 6'3", 325 or something like. It was outrageous.
mhm.
So they're always getting pass rushers in there. Their linebackers are really good. They have one of the best safeties in the college football and one of the best cornerbacks in college football too.
Yeah.
I mean, Delpit's a stud,
Uh-huh.
and yeah,
I
I
uh
mean, they're a
I
well-oiled machine.
yeah.
Well-oiled
They're
machine.
the Patriots of college football right
Coached
now.
coached by a guy that is absolutely perfect for LSU.
Mhm.
Now
Perfect.
I heard, gosh, dang, I don't know if I heard this on like the Bill Simmons podcast or something. It couldn't have been that. No, I read it online somewhere. Um, when he was at USC, he goes 6-2 as the interim head coach and doesn't get the job. And I guess some of like the higher ups in the USC department, and this is all this could be total BS, but usually when you go to USC, and I believed it, but I don't know. I mean, there's no fact behind this, but I they looked at like Coach Ogeron. They're like, this guy's not really like that white collar country club kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. He's
He's not like,
strictly by you, baby.
yeah, and he's from the South too, and maybe he just didn't fit that USC culture. And they went their separate ways. LSU or USC lost out bad on that. Goes to
Mhm.
LSU at the perfect time. Les Miles is on his way out. And I was just like, God dang it, LSU, are you fucking serious? You're gonna fire Les Miles and bring in Ed Ogeron right now? All right. Let him go, and then we'll find a new head coach. Hopefully Tom Herman. Maybe he'll come into LSU and they stick with Ogeron. I'm like, gosh, damn it, LSU. Why the fuck would you do that? And now I'm just eating my words. Oh man, I'm so wrong. So wrong.
No,
Just
no.
perfect.
I
So
mean,
perfect for LSU.
he really is, and I love Coach Orgeron. He doesn't really have a filter per se. I mean, not necessarily he's a swear, but he doesn't care what people think about what he says. And I'm
Nah,
gonna
he
play
doesn't.
this 34-second clip on YouTube of Coach Orgeron talking down about Alabama after they beat him.
Can we do that?
I am doing that currently.
Okay.
Change the narrative.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
We gonna beat their ass in recruiting. We gonna beat their ass every time they see us.
How's that?
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Roll Tide, what? Fuck you.
Roll Tide, what? Fuck you. So you could hear that, correct?
No, I couldn't, but I know
Okay.
exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, sweet.
First off, it's that one kid on the team taking that video, right?
Yeah, it is. It's from,
Why are you doing that?
Yeah, it was a Instagram live video.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, okay. The next what's his name? Antonio Brown.
So stupid. Why would you do that?
Because he's
Why?
good and can get away with it, that's why.
Just come on, man. Enjoy that moment with your teammates and your coach.
Why do you need to display it to the public world, man?
I
Why?
don't know. It's ridiculous. But let's get to the Ohio State Clemson game.
Before we do, I want to ask one question. Do you
Okay.
think Joe Burrow will excel in the NFL, regardless of what team? Doesn't matter.
What do you mean by excel?
Will he be a 5+ year quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will. He's not like the other quarterbacks that have come out of college football. You're like, oh yeah, I think he might have a good chance here, and he's got good pocket awareness. He steps up in the pocket, makes good. No, this guy makes pass after pass after pass, and his pocket awareness is so good.
Mm-hmm.
He moves through the pocket like an NFL quarterback right now.
Yeah, he's Tom Brady's little brother who can run, basically.
Yeah, he seriously, and he can tuck it.
Mm-hmm. He can tuck it and run and beat you that way if he needs to. But I was listening to Colin Cowherd the other day just because it was on, and
boy,
he was
please tell
like,
me he said something negative.
"Oh,
like he's
he
an
did.
analyst, like he knows anything about."
Of course
Okay,
he
go
did.
ahead.
Yeah, he goes on to say that he won't excel in the NFL because he says that the only reason that he's good is because he has a good defense, a great coach, and so many weapons in terms of receivers and a perfect offensive line for him. And he said
Sounds like Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, huh?
Yeah, imagine that.
Weird.
And the only
Everything
thing
you
that I
just
have
said
to
there
say,
is exactly what the New England Patriots are.
the only thing that I have to say about that is, well, hold on, he's a passer in the toughest defensive conference in the country, and he's still putting up Heisman numbers.
Heisman times 2.
Yeah. By the way, did you see that his father before the season at 200-1 placed a $2,000 bet on his son to be the Heisman Trophy winner? His father won $400,000 because his son won the Heisman.
No big deal.
No big deal. That's an awesome story, by the way.
It's like, you can't technically under Rule 5, Article 8C5G.
Oh, yep. NCAA on the phones in action.
Technically, says he's the father, and some weird bullshit. LSU's gonna get penalized for it. Probably not. I hope not.
Yep.
But
anyways,
no, I think he'll excel.
He will. I think so.
I mean, the thing is just Cincinnati sucks.
He sucks so bad.
So bad. They're so fucking bad.
So bad.
That, I mean, poor Andy Dalton. I mean, and talk about wasted careers too. AJ Green. Sorry for that guy.
God, he's such
Can
a
you
great
imagine
weapon.
if he was
that was
on
wasted.
any other team with a good quarterback? Not that Dalton's a bad quarterback. Just, I don't know. I've never been to Cincinnati. I don't even follow Cincinnati. I just know they're not very good.
It's God. I just I lived in Ohio for a few years, and I'm not a big fan. I've been to all 48 inland states, you know that, and Ohio is probably one of my least favorite states, man.
Really?
It really is.
Really? You would take Ohio over like fucking South Dakota or North Dakota or something like that?
Well, I mean, I've been to
you
those states. I haven't lived in those states for a long period of time.
Right,
The ones
right.
that I have lived in for a year plus, Ohio
Well,
is
the
my
ones
least
you've lived in
favorite.
aren't fair comparatively, though. You're talking about like Florida and Georgia, and well, you lived in New Mexico for a while too.
Kansas, West Virginia, but I'd take all of those over Ohio.
Okay. I mean, I've never been, so I don't know.
I don't know. People are going to get upset about this, but I find cities
So
like
what?
Cleveland and
Fuck it.
Cincinnati trashy, man. I do.
Really?
I do. I mean,
Again, I've never been, so I don't know.
and not only, I probably have a little bit of a bias because some of the people there,
All right, tell me this though: are you not a like closet Cleveland Browns fan though?
Oh, I am big time, just because they're
everybody
so
is.
bad throughout so many years.
They kind of pissed me off this year because they hyped them up so much to be
Dude,
so good.
they're going to be 14-2 and win a Super Bowl.
I was hoping they were going to keep it low key.
No.
Go through the season.
No, they're the Dallas Cowboys of the bad teams. They get talked about so much.
I wish they would have like tried to keep it low key and then just sneak into the playoffs, win like 9 games or something like that. But fucking Baker, god dang, man. You have Odell Beckham Jr. as your fucking star wide receiver, and who's their other guy?
Jarvis Landry.
Come on.
Yep.
Just make it a point. You give him the ball, and you have Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Nick Chubb. They
Come
got a
on.
pretty damn good defense for the most part. Myles Garrett, oof, little too soon. Too soon.
He's the only guy who ever tried to take off his helmet and try to hit somebody.
Good old
That
Happy
was
Gilmore
cool. That was
reference.
so cool. And you know what? Rudolph deserved that.
Yeah, he did. I love the fact that a couple days after the incident happened, Myles Garrett came out and said, well, he used the N-word and a racial slur, and NFL's like, we are currently conducting a study or an investigation to see if this is true. Within like an hour or two, they were like, these are false claims. Like, they shut it down so quickly.
Bang, bang.
Mhm.
Well, there's a couple things behind it. You know, if that did happen, which would be the most unfortunate thing ever, because this is just disgusting if somebody
Mhm.
ever said that, particularly a starting quarterback in the NFL. If I'm Myles Garrett and I get into the press conference right after the game, that's the first thing I'm saying.
Mhm.
Wait, why'd you take your helmet off? The guy called me an N-word.
Yeah, that would
That's
be the
why I
first
beat his
thing I said. I
ass.
wouldn't wait
That's
a
why I
couple
kicked.
days.
I wouldn't wait. I would come even. I don't know. It's none of my business. It's if that is true. That's fucking gross of Rudolph, and I hope it's not true.
I don't think it is, because it would have been a bigger deal, I think, if it was. So, but
Who knows?
anyways,
Anyway, let's finally get to the Ohio State.
the good game, baby.
Yeah, what a game!
What a game.
That's such a good football game to watch.
I mean,
And
it's
then,
what you would expect in an actual college football playoff game. It's what you want.
yeah, right. And then at the end of the game, you know, the interception on that miscue by Olave and Fields.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a crappy way to go down, because I was confident when Clemson scored. I was like, you guys just gave Ohio State way too much fucking time to score, and they're gonna go down there and they're
Yep,
gonna
that's what I
score.
was
Now
thinking
you guys,
too.
like, it's just
So,
everybody thought that.
if you have to put the blame on one person, do you put it on Fields or the wide receiver?
I don't think. Ah, man, that's so tough.
I would put it on the wide receiver, honestly, because he cut for his break in the route, and he took
And
like
he
2
had
or
it
3
too.
steps.
He had it too.
He had it, and he took like 2 or 3 steps after the break in his route, and he cut back.
And then
all of a sudden.
bailed.
Yeah, like stick with the route, and then when the play
Man,
breaks open, then go back.
if he kept going, that was 6.
Mm-hmm. That was the game, man.
And then,
Game-winning extra point on the
yes,
way.
and Clemson would have got, I don't know, 40 seconds left in the game. So it was like just around a minute, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it was like a minute 20, minute 15, something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, with 2, and Ohio State had a couple timeouts too, I think. I don't know. I might have to check that.
At least one, I know. So.
Oh man, yeah. The only thing that I was thinking was when Clemson was driving, I was like, all right, you gotta bring this thing down to the 2-yard line, take a couple knees and get a short field goal and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the only way you're gonna beat Ohio State. But Clemson proved again. Upsetting everybody, including Paul Feinbaum. They call him Paul. Paul.
I think, yeah, it's Paul Feinbaum.
Feinbaum, who is a notorious, just absolutely hates Dabo Swinney for some reason.
It's just because he's biased towards the SEC, of course. So
what?
I mean,
I'm biased towards the SEC. Name a better conference better than the SEC for the last 10 years.
I mean, yeah, he's right, but his bias is unprecedented. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't know. I kind of like what Feinbaum says, and I also like the way that Dabo stuck up for his team. But we keep going on tangents. Let's talk about the game.
I loved Dabo's post game interview. Actually, I watched it.
I didn't watch it. I didn't hear a word of it.
I actually liked his interview and what he said. I mean, he
credited Ohio State. I saw that right after the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He was immediately like, he related to so many college football fans. He was like, this is what it's about. This is the game that you want to see. He goes, this is a real tough, nitty-gritty, 2 tough, nitty-gritty teams coming at each other, down each other's throats the entire game. And this is what you want. And on the other side, I saw Ryan Day's post-game interview, and he was like, you know what? I don't really want to talk about it. There were some missed calls in the game, and I don't want to go out on any limb, but there were some game-changing calls that I think
Okay,
that I
let me
think
just stop there. All right, I went on Twitter after the game and I saw so many Ohio State fans saying the refs, right? I'm fucking so tired of hearing that. The refs. It's always the damn refs' fault if your team loses, but if you win, the refs. Hey, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? They did their job.
Refs,
They did a good job.
they did fine. They were. This is the best game they ever called. What are you talking about? All right. Let's back this up. So I think Ohio State was up 16-0 with like 2:50 left in the second quarter,
And then they get
and then
targeting on Trevor Lawrence.
which was I don't know. And then I mean they got into the red zone like 2 or 3 times and kicked field goals on every single one of them.
3 times in the red zone, I think. Well, at least 2 in the red zone, but 3 field goals.
Right. And then, the roughing the punter.
That was
Which
a
was
true
clearly
roughing the
roughing the
punter, by the
punter.
way. So
Yeah.
that was a good call, absolutely. But
So you have all that, and then you throw 2 interceptions.
which Justin Fields had thrown 1 interception the entire season before coming into that game. So Ohio State had been very
Yeah.
dependent on him not being a turnover machine.
Right. So it I don't know. I mean, you can blame the refs all you want, but you fucked up. That's the thing.
You fucked up, all right? You shit the bed, all right? You didn't capitalize. You didn't win the game. Flat and simple. They beat you.
But it's so weird because like if Clemson, if it's any other team than Clemson, nah, I take that back. Nah, if it was a Pac-12 team that went through that situation with Ohio State and they beat them, they'd still say the same thing. But
Yeah, probably, but
nah, it's always the ref's fault when you lose. It is legitimately the ref's fault when you lose when you're playing the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle, though. As a Seahawk fan, I can. I mean, is there a luckier team in the NFL
Not this season, that's for sure.
than the last 5 seasons? Is there a luckier team?
Not that I can think of. First thing
Right.
comes to mind.
How many home calls Seattle gets? Just always, man. All right, so it was a good game. So now we're gonna see Clemson and LSU.
Before we go on to that breakdown,
Okay.
I think last night showed that at the Division 1 level, FBS football, a 4-team playoff, at least in the past few years, has been perfect. 4 teams in the playoff. Some can argue that 8 would be better with all 5 conference champions and then 3 at-large bids. I would like to see that as well, just because it would be more football to watch, but I think it's perfect for the playoff with 4 teams right now.
For this year, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other years, though, there's always been one blowout game. Always.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, dating back to
12.
2012 is when this thing started?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So who was in the first college football playoff in 2012? Was that Oregon, Ohio State?
Ohio State, Oregon, and Bama, and Georgia?
No, it was Florida State, right?
Yeah, that's right. And Ohio State won, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And Oregon kind of kicked Florida State's ass.
Yeah. Like I said, there's always... I'm actually going to pull up right now the CFP playoffs the last...
Since the beginning.
Yeah. CFP teams since 2012.
And then name them off.
This is on the No, oh, sorry, 2014 is when it started.
Okay.
Come on, this is on the great site of
Wiki.
Wikipedia. Yep.
Wiki.
All right,
Hey, they need money.
2014 season, Bama.
Okay.
I'm naming these in their respective rank. Bama,
Okay.
Oregon, Florida State, Ohio State.
Okay.
2015, Clemson, Alabama, Michigan State, and Oklahoma. Ooh, I remember that
Oh,
one.
that's right. Michigan State played in Alabama, right? And then,
They played, yeah, Bama, yeah.
yeah, right. Michigan State got kind of spanked by them, right?
So again, a ass kicking. 2016-17, Bama,
That was with Washington.
Clemson, Ohio State, and Washington. Washington got their asses ran by Bama again.
And they went up 7-0 too in that game.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, fuck yeah, dogs, let's go. And then
Yeah.
and Bama was like, by the way, try to stop running or stop our running attack. It's not going to happen.
Actually, here we go. 2017. I don't think there was a blowout game. It was Clemson, Oklahoma, Georgia, Bama. Because Georgia played Oklahoma and it came down to overtime.
Oh,
remember that game?
Right, that was with
that was at the Rose Bowl.
Was that with Murray?
Or
was that Baker?
I think it was Baker. Yeah, it was Baker.
Okay.
2018, obviously, Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Oklahoma. Notre Dame just and this year, obviously, so.
Well, that one, that Alabama, or, with Watson throwing that touchdown to Renfro at the end of the game, to win it. What a horseshit missed call.
Well, that was
just talking
kind
about
of
that the other
like
day.
the start of everybody realizing that the pick play was illegal.
That's, oh my God, Alabama got screwed. Now, it's not to say that Clemson wouldn't have scored later, but that should have been a penalty.
Oh, absolutely.
That was so bad. That was so bad.
And I'm glad that refs and everybody else has caught on to it now because
you can't do that.
I think the most recent was the Patriots game with Edelman on Poyer.
Oh, Jordan killed him. Oh, man. Poyer saw that coming, too. He's like, you're going to run a pick, I'm going to fucking kill you.
That play made me absolutely sick because
it was awesome.
I watched it live as well.
And I was just like, yeah, Jordan, no!
Yeah, but the thing about it is Edelman played dead for 5 seconds until he saw the flag pop in front of his face.
Bell rung, though.
He did. Oh, by God, yeah, he did.
JP lit him up pretty good. And then this college football playoff with no Bama.
No Bama.
Isn't it weird to think that Bama lost 2 games this year?
It is weird. I mean, they screwed themselves over by losing to Auburn, though, so.
Well, LSU went in and took care of business, and then Auburn was just like, fuck you, dude.
And you know for a fact that Bama was getting in if they beat Auburn as well.
Yeah, I think so.
It would have been that 4 seed probably.
Obviously, because it would have been Alabama versus LSU again, because Bama would have been a 4 seed. Right?
I think, yeah, they would have been the 4 seed.
Right. It's weird. At the beginning of the year, week 5, who did you pick to be in the college football playoff?
Week 5, I probably would have went with Bama,
here's
Georgia, Clemson, and Ohio State.
Really?
Really, yeah.
I would have went 3 SEC teams and Clemson.
You think 3?
Yeah, I would have went LSU, Alabama, Georgia, and Clemson, and that's week 5. And then I think, what was it, week 6 when Georgia lost to South Carolina?
Yeah, I think it was that early.
Yeah, so when that happened, I was like, oh, fuck. Georgia's got to win out now to get in. They have to win the SEC championship to get in.
Yep.
And they're always going to be at the top 5 as long as Kirby's there. But, God, do they really I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Georgia can't get over the hump right now with Kirby at this point.
Yep, better fire him. It's the traditional thing to do if you're a college football. Isn't that weird?
Oh, I'm a Georgia fan. Come on now, you got some of the best recruits in the country, and you're playing some garbage teams like LSU and Bama and can't win a natty. Get out of here.
Get out, you're fired. Kirby, we've been doing some important talking here, and you're just not cutting it for us. We're gonna have to let you go. Let me understand this. I've taken you to a national championship and the SEC championship 2 years in a row, and I'm gone. Yep, can't have you.
Gotta
You're
win
just
it.
not. We got to win the national championship.
It's just those deep heart states in the country: Bama, Georgia, Mississippi, Florida, Texas.
Mississippi, I don't know about
I know, but
that. Although, I think me and my brothers were talking about this. If you had to pick any SEC team that you always root for just to be really good, who is it? Every year, I always root for Mississippi State
really,
because they're the original Mud Dogs.
yeah, they are.
They're the Mud Dogs, man. I'm always rooting for Mississippi State. Who do
I
you
don't
got?
know. I mean, I kind of am a Bama fan, to be honest, but
How does Tennessee suck? How?
they have some of the best facilities. It's
That stadium is so cool, and
100,000
you're in
strong at Neyland
recruiting
Stadium.
prime time everywhere. You can grab anybody from the north and the Ohio lands. You can grab anybody from the south to Alabama. And
God,
anywhere in the and guess what? You could reach out to Los Angeles if you want to get a good wide receiver.
yeah, seriously.
Anywhere in the country, and you still suck. What? How?
I don't get it.
How is Tennessee bad?
I really don't. I couldn't answer that question. They're just so bad. And
That doesn't make sense at all. How is Tennessee crappy? I just don't get it. I don't understand.
I love that Paul Feinbaum is a Tennessee alum as well, so he's always bashing him as
Just
well.
ratting
So
on Tennessee. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. That's appalling to me.
well,
Okay,
before we
even
go
start,
into
final.
LSU and
Okay.
Clemson, let's talk about the New Year's game, Bama, Michigan, for a minute.
Well, that's not even going to be close. Well, is Tua
That's
even
what
playing?
my point was. So,
Is Tua playing? Or is he
I
done? I thought he was done. I mean, I think he
think he's done. Yeah.
backup quarterback Alabama. And I still don't see Michigan beating them.
I don't either. I'm actually going to check the spread on that right now.
Oregon, Wisconsin.
That's going to be a good game. I'm really looking forward to watching that.
Last time that happened, Oregon spanked Wisconsin.
It's literally polar opposite teams going at it.
Yeah.
Michigan, Bama, Alabama, 7.5 point favorites currently, but I think they'll cover that.
What's the spread for Oregon, Wisconsin? Oregon 3.
Wisconsin 3.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Minnesota, Auburn.
I hope.
Auburn 7.5 points.
I think Auburn's gonna roll Minnesota.
I'm rooting for Minnesota in that game.
Well, I am too, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Baylor, Georgia. Georgia 5.5 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although Fromm kind of shit the bed this year.
Yeah, he did. Definitely
have a
didn't meet expectations.
No, so he's definitely gonna stick around next year. He's not declaring.
Yeah, he should. So, all right. Well,
I don't know. I'm gonna grab another brew real quick. Be right back.
all right. And through the power of audio editing, Max got his beer in 1 second, and we are back on the air.
Well, that was quick.
That was quick.
Huh.
It's gonna be cool when we hear it, see if that worked, but it should.
All right.
So
Well, anyway.
on to Tigers versus Tigers, eh?
Yeah. That's nice. LSU is still going to beat them by 35.
No, they're not. They're
Yeah,
not
they
gonna.
are. Okay.
They're not gonna beat them by 35.
Give me your defense. Why it's not going to happen.
Clemson, they're defending national champions. They're not gonna go
Okay.
down and just take an ass beating in the Natty.
Keep going.
I mean, obviously they're gonna win and overwhelm Clemson's defense, but Clemson's offense isn't gonna fold down without a fight. It's not gonna be a 35-point blowout. I think they'll win by 2 scores, but
LSU's defense, are they better than Ohio State's defense?
are they? Yes, yeah.
Barely though, right?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty close, but yeah.
Man, I'd almost make the argument that Ohio State's defense is even better.
Well,
I think
just because they have Chase Young, but
you're right. I think LSU has the advantage in the secondary.
For sure.
But
you're telling me that. Okay, I guess you did say 35 points. That's fair because what was the final score between Oklahoma and LSU last night?
Like 1,000 to I don't know. I stopped counting.
Yeah, it was.
I took a nap. This is how boring that was for me. I took a nap at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for the game to get over, to be honest. I just was wanting Clemson Ohio State to start immediately.
Almost fired up Red Dead Redemption 2.
Fantastic game.
I almost actually started playing video games.
Over
That's how shitty it was.
Over a D1 football playoff game that everybody's been anticipating for a year.
Yep.
It's pretty sad when that happens. It truly is. But it's
All
the way
right.
the cookie crumbles.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball here.
Okay.
North Dakota State playing in the national championship again for the FCS championship. Does North Dakota State make the jump to FBS? And if they do, what conference? Or do they go independent?
See, this is where I'm not educated enough to say where like the financials of it all, if it makes sense financially for the.
Okay, regardless of all that,
okay.
Are they good enough to play Division I football?
Yeah, they are for sure.
Yeah, they are.
Fuck yeah, they are.
Put them in the Mountain West right now.
Yeah, Mountain West I think would be a good fit. If not there, the American Athletic Conference, the AAC.
Yeah. They might even be able to squeeze into the MAC.
They would destroy the MAC. They would be the Appalachian State of the Sun Belt.
So that's the thing. I'm just like, man, these guys are so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my New Mexico State teams against these North Dakota State, they would kick the shit out of us.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be close. It'd be a 49-point
bad.
rout.
It would have been embarrassing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine North Dakota State coming down to Las Cruces?
God, don't do it.
First off, they would bring more fans.
Probably, man. They got a good fan base. I love their arena, by the way. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's great. That indoor, what is it, the Fargo Dome?
Yeah, the Fargo Dome. That's right.
Yeah. First off, well, I mean, it's not hard to beat New Mexico State when you bring 1,200 fans to a home game.
Mm-hmm.
That was always fun. Seeing entire sections of a stadium with nobody in it.
I loved New Mexico State, and particularly like your father too. Like he would take up a whole section. And
he's like, "That's my fucking section."
That's my section.
I get pissed if somebody was sitting in a section.
You get your ticket and you get assigned a section and not a seat.
Like, dude, I always get this section. He always sat there. I'd be sitting on the sidelines to see my dad up there in the one corner of the stadium by himself.
Just get pissed because somebody else is sitting in your section 20 rows down.
Yeah, exactly. Like 15, 13 rows down in front of him. He's like, fucking guy.
Fucking guy, amateur? Get out of here.
This is mine.
I've been
you
here
doing?
week after week, and not a single person has sat in this section except for me. And all of a sudden, this
I
guy
gotta
wants to
go.
come in here. We're
I
gonna
gotta
go.
go. I gotta take him. Let's go.
God, that's so New
Yeah.
Mexico State football
It
though
is.
too.
Man, I saw some awesome things when I was sitting on the sidelines watching them. Just fans fighting for like for reasons like that. You're in my section? I'll kick your ass. You want to go? I'll
Yeah,
kick
I
your ass,
do.
son of a bitch. Let's go.
Oh, I can't even imagine now because they can sell beer in there. So
Mm-hmm.
get a little frisky, get a little
Yeah.
liquid courage going.
Little beard up with your $9 fucking
$9
Bud Light.
IPA. Yeah, not even IPA, your Bud Light.
So dumb.
16-ounce Bud Light for $10 a pop.
See, that's why I get why people go really hard at tailgate games in the NFL before the game starts now.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a couple pops before the game starts. I don't know. Get a little buzzed up.
A little beard up.
Go into the game. You're like, all right, I'll take an IPA. I'll take 2 for me and my buddy here. Like, okay, that'll be 24. Nah. I wanted 1, not 5.
Oh no, sir, the price is $13.25 each.
Is it? Do you remember when we went to that Mariners game?
Oh, I do, buddy. I was just thinking about how
my
these
God.
prices have inflated so
Are
badly.
you shitting me? 25 fucking $, $24 for 2 IPAs. For 2 12-ounce IPAs. I just want to take that and throw it.
But my, does it get you some drunk.
God dang, does it get you some drunk though? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I'm kind of not looking forward to going to the Pens game tomorrow because I'm not looking forward to paying $13.25 for a tall boy Bud Light.
So dumb.
That's how much they are. It's $13.25 for a 24-ounce Bud Light.
But the fact that you have like WWE going on in the parking lot before the games has got to be entertaining too, right?
Oh yeah.
What is it with that?
What?
Why? Just jumping off motorhomes onto tables.
Bill's Mafia.
Just so America. Just screams America.
And the worst part about like these prices and stuff, like if I go to a Pens game, if I want like not a girly drink, but like a special drink, they have like sections where you can get a special drink and like
hold on.
What?
Oh, what do you mean not a girly drink? Tell me.
Well, no, it's like it basically it's a mixed drink essentially.
It's not, bro. You don't understand, man. It's not a girly drink. What were you drinking?
Well, like so these specialty drinks, I'll just call them that. They're basically mixed drinks, but
Okay.
they put it in like a plastic moonshine jar essentially. But they mix your drinks for you. It's got like a whole bunch of ingredients. It's like a mixologist does it, blah blah blah. But you pay. It's less alcohol than a tall boy, 24 ounces of beer, and they charge you like $19 a pop just to keep the plastic like moonshine thingy. That's so
ridiculous.
It's like $19 or $20 for one drink. Like I paid half of that as my ticket admission, essentially. Right. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I like what the Atlanta Falcons have done.
With what?
Yeah, I think you've talked about that, or we've talked about that before with how their owner was just like, no, we're not doing that way. A hot dog and a beer is now $6.
No way. I didn't know that.
Shit down at Atlanta games is so cheap now. And guess what happened? 16% revenue increase.
I bet they make more money now too.
Weird.
Imagine
make shit
that.
affordable for people to go to your games.
Imagine that.
Weird.
It's funny how these things work.
Just like make it affordable for somebody, and they're like, yeah. Actually, I'll take. Give me 2 hot dogs and 2 beers. Any professional stadium, what's that going to cost you? $35?
Yeah.
Probably.
At least.
Yeah, and the Falcons are like, okay, $12.50. Maybe not that cheap, but
I do love what do they call them? fan appreciation nights or whatever special nights where
Yeah,
it's
fan
like
appreciation
$2
night.
foot long hot
Beers.
dogs or whatever.
Yeah, right. Where?
Oh yeah, it happens sometimes, man. It get well, especially at like not so good baseball teams in particular, like the Pirates. I went to quite a few games there. They have so many like what do they call them? God damn it. They're just sponsored nights essentially, and they like give free
Where
free
stuff's just
kids
cheap.
jerseys or it's
Okay, that's
$3 hot
good.
dog night, blah blah blah. Like shit like that, free hat giveaways. But
And in no way am I suggesting you have nickel beer night or
oh
dime beer
God,
night.
don't even get me started. Don't let me
That
get in my
was
zone,
so
Max.
awesome. I mean, who was that? That was the Cleveland Indians and the
Cleveland, yeah.
Rangers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what year that was, where just shit went haywire and like both teams were like fighting fans with bats.
What decade was it? Was it the 60s or 70s?
I want to say 70s.
Okay, yeah.
Dime beer night.
I'm actually Googling it right now because I want to know the year just so I can just put that away in my brain thinky thoughts. 5 cent
Five beers for fucking 50 cents. Are you kidding me? Okay. And they planned that on the
1971.
worst night of all when that happened. Like, hey, let's have dime beer night on the night that everybody's out of college when the finals are over.
Okay, so I didn't realize this. The actual price of a beer at that time at a ballpark was around 70 cents.
Okay.
So they dropped it 70%.
Okay.
So that's
So you could get
essentially
lit in the 70s.
Hold on, I got to do some math real quick. Let's just say a beer at a ballpark is $13. So that's essentially nowadays 3 cent or $3 beer night.
Yeah, you could still have a good time with that.
Down right we could, but
Damn right. Hold my beer.
hold my
Show you.
beer.
I'll show you a good time. I don't know. Could you get away with that today?
It would be a
For
shit
1
show.
hour. For 1 hour.
At a ballpark.
Yeah.
It would be tough, man. It would be real tough.
$1 beer night.
Oh,
Seattle
$1
Mariners
beer night.
promotion.
Oh fuck no, you couldn't. Fuck no. People would go up to the concession. They would take $2 up here. Give me my 2 goddamn beers. They would walk back down to their section, hand them off to their wife, go back up and get 2 more and say, "Give me my goddamn 2 beers." And then they would
bring
chug
a bunch of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody would get plowed.
If that was a 1 cent beer night or $1 beer night, I would just hang around the concession and watch the game from like one of those
like the TV monitors outside.
Yes,
just to watch people. Can I have 2 more beers?
I mean, obviously,
sir,
like the concession.
Sir, you're peeing your pants right now.
Sir, you
Sir, where are
pissed yourself.
Where are your pants?
God,
I just went to the bathroom.
People bringing in their own kegs.
Sneaking in beer and shit to a $1 beer night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that would be a great people watching night.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah. Actually, I think you nailed that. To sit outside of one of those things for 1 hour.
I would just drink and watch. I wouldn't get hammered. I would drink a few. I mean, get a little tipsy and stuff, but I would just enjoy the
and
interaction.
Just watch.
Yeah.
Just seeing guys shit faced with their 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Hey, hold my beer, Johnny.
Johnny, Eric, I said, come with me.
Dad, I can't even buy a beer. Shut up.
Shut up. Just say you're 21 so you can hold these.
Just hold these, okay? I gotta go back in line. Dad, you've had like 16 beers before. What?
Shut up.
What'd you say?
Do
you want me to take the belt? No, I don't, sir. Sorry.
Sorry, Daddy.
Good. All right, I'll be right back. He gets 2 beers, drinks both of them, gets back in line. In front of your 10-year-old.
God. And then you got the other people who are drunk around them, be like, "Oh, look at this boy! This boy knows how to
boy.
drink. He's even holding it. He's getting ready."
This is a good son. Hey, buddy, can I have your son?
God,
Can you have my son? Sure. I'm getting back in line.
jeez.
Sir, you've already gone through the line. Like, you would think that they'd have like a stamp system or something like that.
At
Like,
this point, yeah, they'd probably give you like a hole punch.
yeah.
Be
Like,
like,
you
"All
get
right."
like a card.
Mm-hmm.
No, you couldn't even get a card. You'd have to get punched.
You would have to get punched in the jejunum.
Like, you know, the little stamps
Yep. That's
with a permanent marker that you could not get off your hands if no matter how hard you scrubbed.
mm-hmm.
Nah, it'd be impossible. 10-cent beer night or $1 beer night today in 2019. Forget it.
Forget it. Not happening. Couldn't happen. If it did, whoever
I would go
runs
I would
it.
go to it.
Oh, hell yeah. Everyone would.
I would
It'd
go
be
for the
sold
people
out.
watching. Same thing. I'd just, get a couple beers, just watch. And you'd get back into the game in like the fourth inning. I don't know. You missed most of it. Whatever. You're watching on the TV monitor. Anyway, we went on a tangent.
Yeah, we
NFL. Your Dallas Cowboys currently leading 20-3 against the 3-12 Washington Redskins. Are they making the playoffs? They're fighting for their lives right now.
God damn it! I really didn't want them to win.
Why?
Cause I'm sick and tired of watching trash football, and if they make the playoffs this year, they're gonna shit the bed again and then get talked about. And I
hope they do win, and I hope they get in, and I hope they get that seed, because if Seattle loses tonight, then they get to go to Dallas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That'd be great. It'd be awesome for the Seahawks.
Yeah, to get an easy first round win.
Frick yeah.
God.
Is this the last year for Garrett?
Yep. He's done. And if he doesn't, then I hate Jerry Jones even more.
I like Jerry.
God, he's a character to say the least.
I like him because Dallas has always been mediocre.
He's essentially the what's semi-pro's character? Will
Jackie
Ferrell.
Moon?
Jackie Moon. He's owner,
Yeah.
player, coach, owner, GM,
Player.
God.
Jerry
Well,
Jones.
I could play fullback for these folks.
Oh my God, he would actually die.
He would literally die.
First
and now
hit.
his son's going to be taking over the reins here too whenever Jerry keels over. So
It's kind of unique because it's like a passing of the torch. It's
Mhm.
almost like a monarchy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Jerry's the king,
Yep.
getting ready to he's not going to give it to anybody. It has to be within the family.
Yeah, it's going to be to a son for sure.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. He's been breeding his son to take over the reins.
Right.
But
I don't know. How about we have Seattle and San Francisco tonight.
did the Eagles win?
No, I didn't check.
Let me see.
Google that.
Oh, it's 10-3 Eagles at halftime.
Okay. Eagles win, Cowboys are out.
I don't know for sure. I think there's a chance they can still get in if Eagles win, actually. Maybe not. I don't know, man. I haven't even looked. So but
well, I think with the Patriots lost today, the Miami Dolphins. I don't know.
they just
They're not
showed
really-
that they're definitely Super Bowl contenders for sure.
And it should be Kansas City and Baltimore.
I hope Baltimore makes it
AFC.
this year. I do.
I kind of do too. Lamar's
It's just
so
one of
fun to
those
watch.
years where so much has happened to where they just wouldn't say they came out of the blue, but they really they excelled so much this year, and they're just another team, kind of like the Brownies a little bit. I mean, obviously they're a higher caliber team and stuff, but
Right.
I don't know, just one of the teams you kind of want to root for, especially with a guy like Lamar Jackson in there. So
Yeah. He's so fun to watch. Oh my God.
he's better than Vic with his rushing yards this year.
Way
So
better. And he's not a douche.
yeah, he's a very humble.
Yeah.
Very
That's
humble.
awesome. It's so cool to watch. And then I don't know, man. Is this it for the Patriots?
No,
No.
no, it's not. As
I
long
mean,
as
we say
Belichick's
this
there, it's
every
not
year.
over.
Every year we say this. No, this is it for the Patriots. I would not be surprised at all.
They've
if
been
the
saying it for a
Patriots-
decade.
Yeah,
Essentially,
but I
a
would not be
decade.
surprised at all if the Pats make it to the AFC Championship.
Oh, I wouldn't be either.
That'd be the first time in like a decade.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when have they not made the AFC Championship?
I think I looked this up the other day of their playoffs. I think they've won the division like 11 of the last 12 years or something like that.
Okay, pretty good.
And they've made the playoffs like 18 of the last 20 years or something like that too.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's crazy numbers.
Not bad.
Like, you would think that this could happen at the college level, but this is happening at the highest professional level, man.
Yeah, you don't even see that in the NBA.
You don't. You don't at all.
NHL? No.
No, you don't.
I mean, the Habs had their run.
People have their, like, in hockey in particular, you can have a 2 or 3 year run, but that's it, man. Penguins, they won, let's see, 3 in 8 years, I think. But nothing like the Pats, man.
Sure.
Nothing like it.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know what's in for the NFC. I mean, you have the 49ers and the Seahawks, the Saints and the Packers. I mean, that is going to be a shame if Minnesota doesn't make it into the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
Considering
They're the best team with the worst quarterback.
Yeah, they're not. I've never been crazy over Cousins.
Yeah.
He's 0-4 in prime time.
Yeah, he's don't schedule a primetime game because he's gonna shit the bed.
I hear you. Well,
I think
I don't know, man.
We are past the hour mark here on our first trial run of the Two Retired Kickers podcast. And I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up.
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, we'll be talking to you soon, folks.
Lock and load. Sweet. See you, folks. Sorry about the wait, but hopefully this goes well.